Garth Brooks is coming to NBC Friday.
I like to save things because I might need them. I keep these for pocket change. Toss in a little every night, and it really adds up. Same thing happens at Winn-Dixie. You save a nickel or a dime on one thing, it's not much, but save it on just about everything, and you come out of Winn-Dixie with a pocket full of savings every time you shop. That's a promise. So get one of these, because you're gonna need it.
I remember New Year's Eve in the Philippines. The sky's all lit up, bright colors, my nieces and nephews screaming and shouting. That's why I call every year exactly at midnight.
AT&T International Long Distance has provided dependable connections to the Philippines for over 50 years. That's why Phil Laxon depends on AT&T.
Uncle Phil, here's Kate. Uncle Phil, listen.
That call makes me feel like a kid again.
When Mom gets a cough and cold, everyone suffers.
Mom, Dad's ironing.
Time to doctor that cough with Robitussin.
Look, Mom's feeling better. Uh-oh.
Robitussin, recommended by more doctors, pharmacists, and Dr. Mom.
Introducing cough drops with something no other cough drop has. Our name. New Robitussin cough drops. Finally, cough drops from the cough experts.
Watch our teamwork, Channel 4 News.
From your 24-hour news source, this is the Channel 4 News Nightcast with Tom Randalls, Susan Lichtman, meteorologist Brian Norcross, weather, Tony Segreto, sports, and the Channel 4 News team.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Floridians should be more in control of their own destiny, but all of us need to pay our fair share. Those words from Governor Lawton Chiles tonight, and that means more taxes. Earlier today, Chiles told lawmakers that Florida needs to raise an extra $1.9 billion. His plans include more money for teachers, affordable housing, career service reform, and environmental protection.
I want to talk about tax reform and the need to develop a new strategy to invest in Florida's future. The first thing we have to establish in tax reform is tax fairness. Our current tax structure is like a carcass on a meat platter. It's been picked to the bone by so many special interests.
But not all were listening to Governor Chiles' message. As Channel 4's Mike Vasalinda tells us from Tallahassee, lawmakers are turning deaf ears to the need for more taxes.
The capital city's downtown lights burned brightly for a Chamber of Commerce reception honoring lawmakers. Inside the building, the food and liquor flowed freely, but lawmakers here weren't listening to the governor. They had heard the same message earlier. The nighttime message was an attempt to override negative voices at the Capitol that had cried loudly against the governor's planned tax hikes. And lawmakers here are betting that the Lawton Chiles speech to the public will not create a groundswell for new taxes.
I think if my constituents want me to vote for new revenues, I would vote for new revenues. However, I don't think that my constituents are going to do that. People are concerned about getting a job or keeping the job they have.
After the television lights had cooled at the governor's mansion, Lawton Chiles acknowledged that winning the tax hike would be an uphill battle, but it is a battle he has won many times.
We're going to talk it just like we're out on a campaign. And we're going to talk about our investment plan and what this means for Florida, what happens if we do and what happens if we don't.
Lawton Chiles has never lost a campaign, and he's hoping this won't be the first. In Tallahassee, Mike Vasalinda, Channel 4 News.
If you're so inclined, you can hear the governor's speech to Floridians from start to finish right here on Channel 4. It will be broadcast in about 3 hours at 2:05 a.m. right here on Channel 4 immediately after later with Bob Costas.
One of the big jobs facing lawmakers during this legislative session is redrawing voting districts. A Democratic plan being considered by lawmakers is being attacked by Republicans who claim it violates the Voting Rights Act, specifically the part that requires new maps to maximize the political clout of minorities. Here in South Florida, Republicans are pushing for 2 Hispanic congressional districts in Dade. The Democrats want just 1. In other news, the trial of 3 Cuban exiles convicted of trying to start an anti-Castro uprising will be shown tomorrow night on Cuban national television. That announcement made tonight on Cuban TV. Those exiles were arrested last week in Havana, reportedly with a lot of weapons. The Castro regime has labeled them terrorists and has sentenced the men to die by firing squad. The families of 2 of those men are in Washington, D.C. tonight, trying to get the U.S. government to intervene and pressure Castro to free their loved ones. In fact, tomorrow they may get to plead their case to the vice president. Channel 4's 11 o'clock reporter Jose Diaz-Balart tells us more from Washington.
Last week, they were in Miami looking forward to 1992. Carpenters, housewives. Now they are thrust into the international spotlight. In desperation, they plead for pressure on the Castro regime to spare their loved ones' lives.
We are here for the sole purpose of asking the U.S. government, congressmen, representatives, and any other organization that could help us to stop the death sentence of these 3 men who have not killed anyone or have not harmed anyone.
They know their loved ones are in jeopardy, that they could be killed any time. They feel the death penalty is too severe.
The only law they have broken is the law of immigration, and I think that they should be trialed for that, for breaking that law, but they have not killed anyone, and I think the death sentence is a very extreme sentence.
Now, on their schedules for tomorrow, meetings with the staff members of congressmen and senators, as well as meetings with human rights organizations based in Washington, D.C. The Santovenia family hopes to meet with Vice President Dan Quayle tomorrow, although that has not been confirmed. In Washington, D.C., Jose Diaz-Balart, Channel 4 News.
An invasion of Cuba is underway, at least on paper. Petitions circulating a call for an armed strike against communist Castro. It is a rallying cry echoing throughout South Florida's Cuban community tonight. Channel 4's Katrina Daniel continues our coverage.
El que a hierro mata, a hierro muere.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. A warning from Raul, Fidel Castro's brother and second in command, to Cuban Americans here, asking George Bush to let them fight Castro. They're signing petitions, piles of them, 10,000 names, all asking George Bush to look the other way while they mount strikes from Florida. One of the first people I saw here signing the petitions is Raul Gastesi. Mr. Gastesi, you just signed this here. Tell me why you think this is important.
Well, I think it's important to let President Bush to know that we need to do something about Castro in order to bring the human rights back and in order to bring democracy back to our country.
The only thing that we're asking is let us, the Cubans, do something for the liberation of Cuba without violating U.S. laws.
Well, what do you want to do? I mean, ideally, you want the U.S. to equip you with an army and a navy and send you over there?
Ideally, that would be the case.
But Florida Senator Bob Graham says that probably won't happen.
I don't believe that we ought to be saying and encouraging people to go into Cuba and to fulminate revolution. My own sense is that Castro is in his very last stages.
But that's not going far enough for these patriots who are ready to sign their lives away to overthrow the dictator they believe has ruined their country. In Miami, Katrina Daniel, Channel 4 News.
We will, of course, continue to monitor developments out of Cuba for the latest word on the 3 men who were sentenced to die.
Tonight, police are hoping a big boost in reward money will help them catch the killers of North Miami police officer Stephen Bauer. The reward has increased from $70,000 to $100,000. Officer Bauer was gunned down 2 weeks ago while working an off-duty job at the Kislak National Bank. A city of Miami fireman and his wife are behind bars tonight, jailed for allegedly operating a neighborhood burglary ring. Metro-Dade police arrested Guillermo Herrera and his wife Brienne tonight. Police say the couple set up at least 4 burglaries in their Cutler Ridge neighborhood. The Herreras are accused of making their neighbors' schedules and alarm information available to juveniles. Police say the juveniles were even allowed to store stolen property in the couple's home. Both are charged with armed burglary, grand theft, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. No other arrests have been made. He dressed up in skirts, then exposed himself to young schoolgirls in West Hollywood. At least that's what police have arrested William Zeifel for. Hollywood police claim the incident started last October with the suspect reportedly asking young girls for directions. Once he'd lure them close enough, he would expose himself. At least 6 girls have identified Zeifel as the West Hollywood flasher. Tom?
A search continues tonight for 5 people still missing in a plane crash off the coast of Jacksonville. That plane, one of 3 that went down off Florida's East Coast yesterday. In the Keys, 1 person is dead, another hurt following a small plane crash about 30 miles off the coast. And in Biscayne Bay, 2 people were killed when a single-engine Piper Cherokee crashed off Elliott Key. So far, rough seas have made the recovery of the bodies impossible. A change is in the air here in South Florida. Over the next few days, temperatures will drop, reaching the low 30s by Fridays in some parts of the state. With the freezing temperatures comes both good and bad news. Channel 4's Beverly Watt explains.
Thank you very much. These generous citizens bearing blankets anticipated what the Salvation Army has known for years. Whenever there's a decrease in temperatures, there's also an upsurge in homeless citizens seeking shelter. An overnight forecast in the mid-50s has driven dozens of street people indoors.
I came up here for a job from Miami, so this is the most convenient place to stay, so I stayed here.
I've been homeless for a year, off and on. I do have family here, but right now it's like I'm trying to, do it on my own, you understand? But my problem is they won't give me a job out here, and I need a job.
Right now I'm homeless and on the streets. I'm just glad that this place is open tonight because I'm one of the extra people here tonight.
A cool snap isn't bad news for everyone in South Florida. If you're in the business of growing fruit, a change in temperature like this one can be beneficial.
It's going to be good news. It's going to give us better quality, and it's going to ensure that we have a crop to pick in March and April.
Batten says his 30 acres of fruits, vegetables, and flowers will not be harmed by this cool spell, provided it stays above freezing.
The only problem we really might have would be a little burn on the tender leaves of the bean or a squash or a cucumber plant. That depends on how hard the wind blows with those temperatures.
As for the humans, the outlook for colder weather the rest of the week means there may be no room at this inn. Overflow crowds may wind up at the county's multipurpose center on Northwest 31st Avenue, but anyone with donations is welcome with open arms.
I would say don't be stingy with them and donate them to places like this.
The Salvation Army will accept blankets and warm clothes around the clock. In Fort Lauderdale, Beverly White, Channel 4 News.
Some answers proposed tonight to help Dade County's homeless. More than 100 members of PACT, People Acting for the Community Together, introduced an idea to place all homeless organizations under one coordinator. The idea was proposed to the Dade County Commission, but only 1 member showed up. Commissioner Alex Pinellas told the group he supports the idea and will bring it before the entire commission next week. Well, up next on the Channel 4 News Nightcast, alarming statistics about kids and guns.
Plus, Magic calls for a full court press from the president.
And Canes fans are celebrating tonight. You're going to want to know why. Stay with us.
There are 2 kinds of cars. The cars you love to drive and the cars you need to drive. The cars that really handle and the cars that handle the groceries. The cars you don't want to stop driving and the cars that make the stops you need. With standard anti-lock brakes and a 200 horsepower V6, Chevy Lumina Euro 3.4 is 2 kinds of car for 1 kind of driver. You. The cars more people depend on. And now it's easy to win with the heartbeat.
It's not an MRI or CAT scan. It's a PET scan. Only a PET scan shows coronary artery blockage this way, painlessly, without surgery, before a heart attack strikes. The North Broward Hospital District has the only PET scan in Broward because we bring more world-class technology to Broward, more than any single hospital. 4 hospitals, 1 standard of excellence. Call us at 355-4888.
When it comes to filling your prescriptions, you look for the best balance. A quality pharmacy with low prices. That's Walmart Pharmacy. With professional Walmart pharmacists and always low prices on brands like Bausch & Lomb Renew Multipurpose Solution, a disinfecting solution, daily cleaner, and saline rinse all in one. Renew, the simplest solution for lens care. You can trust Walmart Pharmacy, where the quality stays high and the prices are always low. Walmart, always the low price. Always.
Is the sexy new style of showing more skin, sending a look but don't touch message? Get the inside story only on Entertainment Tonight.
Weeknights at 7:30 on Channel 4.
How to break a story. Work the phones.
Channel 4 News.
Get to the scene fast. Collect the facts. Tell it with pictures. Be persistent.
Real big.
Deliver it first.
Mike here in Miami. Today, Channel.
Do it again tomorrow. Channel 4 News. Just watch this team work.
Coming up later on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, Jay Leno welcomes movie hunk Kevin Costner, Femme Fatale Sybil Shepherd, plus actor Dennis Farina and the music of Kenny Loggins. Then on Late Night with David Letterman, Dave, you do the promo.
Tonight, Robert Klein with a moving tribute to your favorite Gabor.
Coming up later tonight.
From your 24-hour news source, Channel 4 News continues.
A teenager is hospitalized tonight with bullet wounds while his young friend says it was all an accident. Broward Sheriff's deputies say a classmate of 14-year-old Jerry Howard admits shooting his friend in the back. The boy claims he found a gun near Lauderhill Middle School and says it went off accidentally while he was playing with it. The juvenile is now facing aggravated battery charges. His friend is in stable condition. The statistics are startling. 11 children die each day from gunfire. It's figures like these that tonight prompted a call for a ban on the sale of handguns and assault weapons. The American Pediatrics Association says firearms are a, quote, national epidemic. Magic Johnson wants President Bush to do more in the fight against AIDS. The former Lakers basketball star, who retired after contracting the AIDS virus, went to the White House today. Johnson attended his first meeting as a member of the National Commission on AIDS. After meeting with Johnson, President Bush pledged to do everything possible to further AIDS research. Tom?
Another subject on everybody's mind, the economy. Blue chip stock prices are at an all-time record high on Wall Street tonight. Traders say many investors are moving money out of money markets and reinvesting in stocks. When the final bell sounded, the Dow Jones Industrial Average ended up 60.5 points to close at 3246.20. Volume was heavy with 265 million shares traded. This figure is not so encouraging. 24 million Americans are now receiving food stamps. It is the first time enrollment has topped the 24 million mark. 1 out of every 10 people now uses food stamps.
Well, still to come on the Channel 4 News Nightcast, a mob link to the JFK assassination. You're going to hear the latest theory next.
Plus, the drifter who gunned down 3 passengers on a Hollywood bus is going back to court.
And is Fort Lauderdale, if I can talk, is it a decadent place? A national magazine says yes because of this couple. We'll explain.
Wednesday, one day only, 20 to 50% off everything at J. Byron's.
Get the right look, the right price, J. Byron's.
If you're concerned about your blood pressure, you want to keep an eye on it. But did you know you can go into Eckerd and check it for free?
Good.
I don't know about you. To me, that says a lot about the place.
With all these hundred different remedies, you could spend half an hour deciding what's right for the sniffles.
So, what can I do for you today?
At Eckerd, your pharmacist always provides help with non-prescription medicines.
Most places, my cold would be over before I figured out what to take for it.
Super Bowl Record Book, presented by Toyota.
Super Bowl 16, the Cincinnati Bengals set the record for most first downs in a Super Bowl with 24. Who broke the Bengals record? The answer after this message.
6 o'clock Friday night, there's nothing I could...
Vacation time. Road trip. Whose car?
No, not mine.
Oh, you got the 4-door.
4-door Tercel.
There's only 3 of us.
We'll need the room.
Starting at around $8,800, it's Toyota's lowest price 4-door sedan.
Okay, my car, my rules.
Okay.
First, no eating in it. No messing around in the car. And when we get back,
you both help me wash it.
New 4-door Tercel, because your values have changed, but your friends haven't.
Super Bowl 19. The San Francisco 49ers break the Bengals record by making 31 first downs in their victory over the Miami Dolphins. For the 1984 49ers, a page in the Super Bowl record book.
If you could be the executive producer, would you choose to watch this great athlete, this one, this writer fulfill his dream, or a team sport like basketball? Well, in the summer of '92, you can choose, because in addition to NBC network coverage, there will be the Olympics triplecast. For the first time, you may choose from 3 different events on 3 separate cable channels for 15 days, 24 hours a day. Now you have the control to choose the event that you want to see. The Olympics triplecast. Call 1-800-OLYMPIC. A whole new way to see the games. And when you call, ask how you can play in the Olympics Triplecast Super Bowl sweepstakes. 1 call per family. Subscribe to the Olympics Triplecast Gold Package and receive an official NFL Super Bowl 26 game program free. The Olympics Triplecast, a whole new way to see the games.
From your 24-hour news source, Channel 4 News continues.
There is a new theory to add to the list of conspiracy theories about the assassination of President John F. Kennedy tonight. The attorney for former Teamsters Union President Jimmy Hoffa says Hoffa ordered him to tell 2 mob bosses that they had to kill the president. Frank Vagano says the 2 bosses were Santo Traficante of Florida and Carlos Marcello of New Orleans. Vagano was quoted in the New York Post as saying Hoffa wanted Kennedy dead because of the mob-busting activities of his brother, Attorney General Robert Kennedy. Tomorrow, the Kennedy assassination will be the focus of a federal suit. Convicted Watergate burglar Frank Sturgis will file a $5 million defamation suit tomorrow. He says a former companion of Cuba's Fidel Castro publicly linked Sturgis to the JFK assassination.
Also tomorrow, the man who went on a fatal rampage aboard a bus fights to avoid the electric chair. Here is Channel 4's Teresa Rodriguez with a look ahead.
Joseph Bezaraba, the accused killer, leaves his jail cell for the courtroom. Tomorrow, he defends himself against charges that could send him to death row. Now, you may recall, back in July of 1989, the drifter allegedly gunned down 3 people on a Hollywood bus. Attorneys begin the process of seating a jury in just a matter of hours. He's known as a snake man, and tomorrow the Canadian citizen will fight for his rights to keep a bus full of snakes parked in front of his mother's Wilton Manors house. Ray Parr tells Channel 4 News that he will bring his slithering pets to court tomorrow as evidence. The Miami Dolphins could be moving. That's right, they're looking at a training site in Davie. The city council puts the plan on the table tomorrow night. And tomorrow morning, live at 11, famed attorney Melvin Belli joins us live. And we'll see the newest diving act at the Miami Seaquarium. That's tomorrow, live at 11.
Well, cold weather is coming to South Florida, but will it be here by the time you get out of bed tomorrow? Not you, Brian Allen, because you probably don't get out of bed till, I don't know, afternoon.
I'm generally in the gym working out by 9:30 in the morning,
I'm
Susan.
very impressed.
I am, honestly. But even if you're going to the gym or going to work tomorrow, you're going to want to dress warmly. We're talking about a 68. That's it for the high tomorrow. Lots of sunshine. It's not going to be enough. It's going to be breezy and cool and probably right in the low 50s as you wake up tomorrow morning. We'll detail the complete forecast. It's going to get colder and take you to Cleveland, Ohio, where it was just a miserable day. Coming up in about 10 minutes. Susan?
Okay, thanks very much, Bri. See you then. Tom?
Tomorrow just might be your lucky day if you are in the market for a bargain, that is. The city of Miami will be auctioning off a variety of items like jewelry, stereo equipment, clothing, and even tools. The unclaimed stolen property will be auctioned beginning at 9:30 tomorrow morning at the Coconut Grove Convention Center. I'm going to be there.
Brian Allen won't be, though, because he'll be working out.
He'll be freezing or something, probably. I don't know.
Don't go away. We've got highlights of the Miami Hurricanes basketball team's record performance in a Big East matchup.
And what a game it was. But first, here are tonight's winning lottery numbers. The cash-free numbers are 5, 3, 7. And the play for combination is 1, 7, 5, and 4. Good luck.
Channel 4 Sports is brought to you in part by your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
Now is the time. Now is the time. Lincoln Mercury, we've got it.
We've got the #1 full-size car in Florida, Mercury Grand Marquis, with the room, ride, and legendary comfort that's made Grand Marquis a leader. With rear-wheel drive, V8 power, standard driver's airbag, and right now $1,000 cash back that makes it a better buy than ever. Grand Marquis, we've got your car, and right now we've got your deal.
Lincoln Mercury, we've got it.
Minor muscle pain?
When sore muscles keep me from sleeping, I rub in Aspercream and rub out pain. Fast. It concentrates relief for hours. And I don't smell medicine-y.
Rub in Aspercream, rub out pain. Remember, Aspercream contains no aspirin.
This itchy rash needs special treatment. Maximum strength cortisone 5, with the medicine doctors recommend most, gets under the itch for soothing relief and help in healing. See? The rash is gone. Use cortisone 5 with the medicine doctors recommend most.
Florida residents, come to Walt Disney World and see the magic of our 20th anniversary. Because right now, $22 gets you into any one Disney theme park for an array of new shows and fantastic attractions. And select Disney resorts are yours at 50% off. Spectacular new entertainment. $22 for any one Disney theme park. 50% off select Disney resorts. Stay in the middle of all the 20th anniversary magic. Call 407-WDisney.
I grew up thinking soup was good for me. Who didn't? Now it turns out soup could be even better. Healthy Choice has given me a soup that I love. This new soup has big chunks of meat and vegetables, only it's low in fat, cholesterol, and lower in sodium than the soup I grew up with. And you know what's amazing? It tastes just great. Now, why wouldn't you try that? With Healthy Choice, the choice is yours.
In many ways, it looks and feels like nothing we have ever built. In many ways, it looks and feels like everything we've ever built.
For scores, trades, draft picks, call Channel 4's free sports hotline and pay 358-8000, code 4444. Broward 731-7000, code 4444. A service of the Real Talk Yellow Pages and Channel 4 News, your 24-hour news source. Listen to Tony Sports Updates every weekday morning on Magic 102.7.
From your 24-hour news source, Channel 4 News continues.
Well, the Canes took on an 800-pound gorilla tonight, and they won. Here's Ned with sports.
Thanks, Susan. You know, think of all the shockers in Miami sports history, and I bet tonight I can add another one to your list. At the Miami Arena, in their first ever Big East home basketball game, the Hurricanes came up with an upset of 17th-ranked St. John's. Over 4,800 on hand tonight to see all of them, and they had basketball in their minds. But you'd think it was a football game with a halftime score. St. John's led 14-12 at halftime. Lowest scoring first half in Big East history. In the second half, the Redmen led by as many as 8 thanks to the play of Malik Sealy, who throws down 2 of his game-high 15 points. The Hurricanes battled back. Anthony Lawrence led Miami's attack with 10 points. His jumper here helped put the Canes in front. Miami would lead by as many as 5, but St. John's tied it at 37-all, and Chucky Sproling got the bucket and the foul. Miami goes back in front, 45-42, with the help of an Okeel Swaby three-pointer and a pair of foul shots by Trevor Burton. St. John's with a chance to tie, with time running out. Not. 3 seconds to the upset, 2 seconds. Do you believe in miracles? Yes, Miami wins 45-42.
I was extremely proud of our players tonight. When you think about the road trip that we just completed and going 0-4 to come back and play with pride and determination was something that I was extremely pleased with.
I think that you have to give them the credit of keeping the ball away. They slowed us down. It was one of those games that is a nightmare.
Well, the 4,000 fans on hand got to see a great show, but will that fan support continue? All the fans I talked to tonight said it will.
I think Miami's ready to support the Hurricane basketball team. I think that's showing here tonight with the turnout.
I think people will now start coming and believing in this team.
Gosh, I hope so. It's an exciting game. It's a wonderful show, and the team is playing so well. There's no reason not to support them.
It's kind of really a very slow first half. I think the team was kind of tight, but you know, it's a good start. It's going to take some time, and we just got to be patient.
NBA action tonight. Portland stops Cleveland's big win streak at 121-114. New Jersey over Dallas. Double overtime for Washington to beat Indiana. New York over Orlando by 4. Atlanta beats Milwaukee. Philadelphia falls to Chicago. Houston over Denver. Golden State gets by San Antonio by 1. Day 1 of the Australian Open. No big upsets, but on day 2 there was one. 12-seeded Derek Restano ousted. Well, remember the report that said former San Francisco head coach Bill Walsh was going back to the 49ers to be a consultant? But don't go to the bank on that yet. Walsh confirmed today he met with Stanford officials yesterday about their head coaching vacancy. Be glad that baseball season doesn't begin at Joe Robbie Stadium for a while. The new retractable seats that were being installed became unhinged during testing. No structural damage occurred. Stadium officials expect the seats to be fixed by January 25th in time for a planned soccer game. And okay, Olympic fans, I know you've been dying to know what Team USA will be wearing for the opening ceremonies of the upcoming Winter Olympics. Plenty of reds, whites, and blues to choose from. For the first time, an American designer has chosen to create the unis. Kind of makes you want to be an athlete and wants to be a Hurricane. Here it is, a national championship Coke can, complete with all the national championships. When you go to the Hurricanes basketball game this Saturday night against Connecticut, you'll all get one of these Coke cans that has the national championship canes right there on the side. Now, I know Tom and Susan better get there early to get yours.
Okay, good. We were hoping that you'd bring us back some.
Well, I drank yours on the way back.
Oh,
I'm
thanks.
sorry.
Thanks very much,
It was on
Ned.
the way.
Ned is such a prince, isn't he?
Yes,
Wow.
he is. He's a generous guy. Well, if your bed is warm now, this sounds very racy. If your bed is warm now, Brian Allen says enjoy it because you're going to soon be cuddling up with Jack Frost.
I'd rather be cuddling up with Mrs. Frost. Well, plus, South Florida's steamiest couple is back in the headlines. Hear the latest about the Willets next.
Have you had your V8 today? Did you know that V8 juice has less than half the calories of that apple?
Wow.
Did you know that V8 has more vitamins A and C than that tossed salad?
Wow.
And did you know that V8 is 100% vegetable juice, so it has no fat, unlike that low-fat yogurt?
Wow.
So how do you feel now that you know these things?
Wow. I gotta have a V8.
V8 is a nutritious blend of 8 vegetable juices that taste terrific. Have you had your V8 today?
When it came time to finally get my dream car, I just assumed I'd be spending the extra thousands for some fancy import. Then I saw that Seville. Wow. As far as I'm concerned, I got more car for less money. And you know what? I'm gonna have some fun with all the thousands of dollars I saved.
The 1992 Seville at your Florida Cadillac dealers.
This More You Know message is brought to you by McDonald's and Channel 4.
Growing up, I faced many choices about school, drugs, and the future.
Fortunately for us, he made the right decisions. Young people today still face those same choices, choices that will shape their future and the future of our city.
Choose to stay in school, to be drug-free, and to be a productive member of society.
The more you know about making the right choices,
the brighter your future will be.
From your 24-hour news source, Channel 4 News continues.
Don't put away your Jeff and Kathy Willett scorecards just yet. They're making headlines in another national publication. Playboy's March edition will lend its pages to the Willett's sex saga called The Creep, the Cop, His Wife, and Her Lovers. Playboy tells the tale of Kathy, Jeff, and the city of Fort Lauderdale. Ironically, the magazine hits the newsstands February 3rd, just one day before the Willets are sentenced. And speaking of Playboy, our resident Playboy, Brian Allen, is in the Weather Center to tell us about a real chilly forecast.
All I want to know is, Tom, what does Mrs. Randalls have to say about you and Mrs. Frost?
Well, she knows I was only kidding.
Okay. Get these, folks. Here are some numbers for you. This is as of 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. International Falls, Minnesota right now, 18 below zero. They've got a chill factor of 37 below zero. It's going to go to about 70 below zero there. As far as the wind chill factor, Minneapolis right now at 11. They're feeling like 15 below zero. They're going for 40 below zero possibly tonight as far as the wind chill factor. And you thought we had it bad here. Let's go outside right now. We'll show you what is going on in downtown Miami. First stop, the Channel 4 weather station. 65 degrees, the temperature and the feels like as well. Humidity currently at 72%. Winds right now out of the northwest at 8 and 11/100 inches of rain so far here in downtown Miami. That was at the showers that came through about 1 o'clock this afternoon. 64 at Miami International Airport, the beach 66, Fort Lauderdale 65, Kendall 62, Key West 70 degrees. And believe it or not, we did get to 82 today for our high. Normally we should be at 75, and the current low is 64 degrees, and that's where we're at right now. And we're going to slide about another 10 or 12 degrees from that. We're going to take you to Cleveland right now as we go ahead and throw you this and show you what winter looks like. Horrible up there today. A lot of wind, and combined with the icy streets made just getting around downtown Cleveland absolutely horrible. I used to live there. I can remember what winter used to be like up there. Much better being down here in South Florida. These poor women just having a tough time of it trying to get around. Let's go ahead and come back inside now. We'll show you what's going on in South Florida as of 11 o'clock. This is what it looks like. Key West currently at 70, Miami 64, Fort Lauderdale 65, Tampa 55 degrees, Jacksonville right now at 42, Tallahassee 37. The big question, how cold is it going to get for tonight? Here we go. Freeze warning, including Jacksonville tonight. The white is where the freezing temperatures are, 30s For the midsection of the state, the 40s. Miami 55 low tonight. Tampa coming in at 39. On the big set, we'll show you what's going on. This is the past 13 hours. You can see the cold front come through. Left some, well, nice amounts of rain around. Up here, we're looking at snow across the Great Lakes and also some more snow throughout Minnesota and also Colorado. And here's how we look come tomorrow. Next cold front promises to bring even colder air into north and central Florida by Friday morning. Our forecast goes like this. Boaters tomorrow, small craft advisory, winds northwest to north 15 to 20. Bays choppy, the surf temperature 74. For tonight, showers have moved out, turning cooler, 50 inland. The beaches 55. Tomorrow's high 68, 46 tomorrow. And your 4 more days, still cool on Thursday, 68, but then a nice rebound on Sunday, 77. Tom?
All right, thanks, Brian. Susan?
Finally tonight, well, he has made his list and he has checked it twice. Not Santa Claus, but the infamous Mr. Blackwell. You know, the guy goes around ranking the nation's worst-dressed people. Well, guess who's at the top of the list this year? Pretty woman Julia Roberts was named #1 fashion offender. Blackwell says the actress is one tacky Tinkerbell. Country singer Winona Judd and actresses Delta Burke, Tyne Daly, and Jodie Foster round out the top 5. Blackwell labeled Miss Burke an antebellum atrocity. Somehow, I don't think it's going to hurt Julia Roberts' career.
Tough guy, isn't he? Wow.
He is. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for joining us.
The Tonight Show's next. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Take care.